I'm going to talk to you about the 5 principles, it's actually of consumer experiences, or 2 to get to it. Both work. So I'm going to start with just a bit of a background on what consumer experiences are. And this has become, I wouldn't say a popular trend. We're just seeing more and more and more of it. And it's not a case of doing one activation 1,000 times, but doing one activation once and then seeding the hell out of it. But it comes down to the idea, it comes down to what the experience is and whether it's actually shareable. So these are ideas of doing versus telling. So I mean, all your other traditional mediums are print ad, it's telling me something, radio, it's telling me something, a TV ad, it's telling me something. So we start getting to this place where we actually want you to actually engage and experience the brand. Okay, so you create an experience, an act of taking part, lets you understand and experience the brand. Also understanding something has a lot more recall than being told something. Because I'm now experiencing it, I get what you're about, it creates far more memorability for a brand than a monologue of communication at you. So I'll start with this little thing here. Now Coke's brilliant at it. I'm sure you're familiar with the happiness truck. They did it in Brazil, and you push the big button on the back, and out came a surfboard or a beach ball or whatever it might be. And they just, they filmed it, packaged it, went online, got loads and loads of views. I found this, and it never actually really featured at awards and stuff, but this is another example of letting you experience the brand. And this for me it's not expensive. They probably did it at one store, because there's a little bit of a technical side to it. But it's something I want to watch. So you're still going to get the wide audience actually viewing it. You put it online and you seed it properly. It's good to see Portuguese. Okay, so it goes on to our first principle. So I mean that's just when you got a brand and you're building brand assets, and obviously one of their assets is their jingle. You can use and because it's so well known, you got a property you can play with, and Coca-Cola does have quite a few entrenched assets, and we're trying to do that on the bank as well, in Standard Bank. What are those assets? And the first thing that's obvious is our color. Our tonality, and all those things. Once you start being consistent on all those things going forward, you can get to a place like this where you can actually start having quite a lot of fun. So first one, scalability comes with shareability. I just mentioned that you don't have to do an idea 100,000 times, which is a bit of a budget blower. If something's really great and really entertaining, you'd package it. And I'm going to talk a bit about making case study videos and a presentation after lunch. But it gives you the reach. We are in the world of sharing and the internet, which I mentioned before. And if your idea is something that's worth sharing, if it's really, really interesting, is it fun to watch, you'll share it. This is not an exact science. People often go, well, I'm going to do the same thing with a TV ad. People put their TV ads on YouTube and they wait. And then 3 months later, 187 views. Because people it's not the stuff that people always want to share. They want to share interesting little videos that are out of the convention, demonstrations or activations that are engaging, things that people would not have seen on TV in the first place. I'll show you this. So this is very important. So it's not how many times it happened, it's how many times it was watched. This next video I'm going to show you now was watched, and I checked yesterday, 52 million times. 52 million times. It's 2 years old. I know it's not, you've probably seen it, but the wow factor is 52 times. They may have done this thing twice in the street. They probably did a test run and did it, filmed it, packaged. By the button? 3. They did it 3 times in 1 square. That's a giveaway, but no one gives a damn. Why? Because there are 52 million views. It's not about trying to do that in different places. We often think like that, oh, we've got to roll this out and do it again here. And do it. No, think about something you can do once. Do it so damn well. Think about the video you're going to make. Think about the music you're going to put on, because it's about drama, of course, it has to be dramatic, and et cetera, and then piece it together. But all that needs to be thought of, friends, before you go and actually execute it. This which I haven't mentioned, is actually my favorite category. Because I do love direct, and this stuff goes to direct and activations and promos. But this was my where I kind of grew up in advertising. It wasn't traditional TV and stuff like that. So when I see this stuff, I get extremely excited. Second principle. The implementation of the idea, the execution is almost as creative as the idea. You got to remember, like brands have got established ideas, and now you got to go and we will be doing the next. You guys will be working on this a little bit later. But so brands have big ideas. They have campaign lines. They have a tone and a message. So that's already established. Now you got to go and think of, well, what's a great idea to execute that idea? And sometimes we kind of go, oh, let's get the messaging out there. We'll do banners and posters and stick it in merchandising. Yeah, I can do that. But why not find an idea that demonstrates our big idea in an environment that's applicable and targeted the people we need to communicate to, and package a video. So it's just and the execution of it in its idea, because this is a whole lot of moving parts, and it's real and it's real time. It's just as important as the original idea that inspired it in the first place. John spoke about this. This is the jump store. Once again, same principle. They made one, but I think they actually redid the video how many times? They spent more time on the actual video, getting the packaging of the video right, because you wanted shareability on it. The video itself is like watching a mini movie. So it needs to be something you want to watch and want to share. And this was D-Rose Jump Store.
In the US, D-Rose is a household name, having played his way off the violent streets of Inglewood and onto the nation's TVs. In the London borough of Hackney, he's just some American guy. So when Adidas asked us to turn him into an urban icon for kids on council estates, we knew we'd have to gain their trust before we could change their behavior. If you listen to the media, their only exercise here is playing computer games, scoring drugs, and running from the police.
So why you asking if I give a fuck? Society done gave up on me.
But where the world sees attitude in trouble, we saw latent talent and audacity. So amongst the urban sprawl and crowded streets of Hackney, we converted their rundown community center into the D Rose Jump Store, a pop-up shop where all the shoes were free, and the only currency accepted was commitment and sweat. There were no tricks, no technology, no unrealistic promises. Just 10 feet of air and 24 seconds of effort between you and your new Adidas D Rose signature shoes. How did we get kids there? We won that trust by tipping them off with a jump with D Rose hashtag in the only media channels they respect, chicken shops and pirate radio stations.
Go jump 10 feet.
Show him how Hackney does it, yeah?
The result? Kids started queuing 8 hours before the store even opened. And they didn't just show themselves how talented they were, they showed the world. They let us turn an unheard generation into Adidas poster icons. With zero media budget, our event and online film earned over £2 million of free media and hit 4 million people in 10 days. We turned 5,000 kids into 5,000 broadcasters. And within 24 hours, requests were pouring in from kids around the world for the D Rose Jump Store to open where they lived. The idea hadn't just made D Rose an urban icon for London. It cemented him as an urban icon around the world. Because his story of effort gave kids an attitude that could change their life.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
It's a pop-up store that you have to jump high to get your shoes. But if you look at everything around the storytelling of it, around the urban insight and changing behavior, they built a lot in there to make it a lot more. In their video, which is probably like the reality was, yes, they got a message out there via hashtag and via the pirate radio that he's going to be there as this pop-up store, and they came. But packaging, we'll talk about that later. And then I think now they've replaced that top shelf that you jump for with can lines, I think. The jump and get the can line, because with the ones that they won for it. Yeah. Yeah, well, we've actually brought the whole thing here. We'll be jumping for it later, guys. I got an advantage. Okay. Another good example, and we all work on Standard Bank. Strive to make a difference. This is just so clever and so simple. And I'm sure you're familiar. It's called the social swipe. And it just, instead of just being a swipe and donate 10 Rand, by doing it, by participating, you were cutting the rope. Okay, it's just simple. Just like the previous one, it's actually a very simple activation idea.
Since 1958, the relief organisation Miserior has been creating self-help initiatives for the third world. In the fight against poverty and injustice, every euro counts, and it's clear that even small donations can make a big difference, though very few people know this. The simple solution: the one thing that people always have with them, a credit card. Last year, over 40% of all payments in Europe were made with one. With this in mind, Miserior developed the Social Swipe, the first poster that accepts credit cards. The poster makes giving easier than ever before, and you can see the results. Your donation can provide daily bread for a family in Peru, or help an imprisoned Filipino child return to a normal life, all for just €2. These unique billboards were developed together with Stripe.com, a leader in innovative payment solutions. The posters initially attracted people's attention in international airports, but stayed with them long after. When donors received their credit card statement, they were asked to turn their one-off donation into a monthly donation. It's a small gesture that makes a big difference. The Social Swipe, making giving easier than ever before.
Very, very simple. And you know what? They probably didn't do airports. They probably just did a few in one big airport. But where are people and where are they going? It's a high traffic, a high footfall area. They probably got a shite load of donations. They didn't have to do it throughout the entire continent of Europe, to have an effect. More than cash. You guys saw GateTMs probably with Mike, eh? Yeah. So we can do cool things on banks. There's another example, not as polished, not as wow, not as bling, but it's just a thought. It's just turning properties that the bank own and repurposing them for something else, more than cash.
Hello there. Hi.
Hi.
I'm here to thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Christine. Bonjour, Karine.
Bonjour.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
I'm ATM. You know what ATM stands for?
Automated teller machine?
That is correct, normally, but today you're wrong. I'm an automated thanking machine.
Hey, look at that, buddy.
That's for you. That's on TD Canada Trust.
Thank you.
Ooh, selfie. Get my good side. There's a slot that's opening.
Oh my goodness. Never in all my life had such a beautiful surprise.
Yeah, you've been helping your daughter out, is that correct?
Yes.
We've got something for you, Christine. There's something that's about to come out there. Those are 2 piggy banks. Those are for your kids. Well, we've got a little something for you because you're a famous customer. We know you love the Jays so much. Look on the other side of me. There's another slot. Okay, it's going to open up. On the left side there. Yeah, it's going to open up.
That's awesome.
She's my only daughter. She has cancer and she had an operation on Tuesday.
We wanted to thank you in a very specialized way. There's actually a card coming out for you right there. And if you look inside each piggy bank, there's a check for $1,000 to start an RESP for each of your kids.
No way!
Yes.
Yeah, right.
That outfit. Well, the thanking's not done, Christine.
What?
Here's the thing. If you tell your kids, hey, here's an RESP, they'll be all, nah. But if you tell them you're taking them to a place like Disney,
No.
yes, you're taking your kids to a magical place in California, Christine.
I've never been able to take our kids anywhere.
It's wonderful that you've been with us for so long. That we got somebody who might want to talk to you for a second about that.
Oh my God.
During this time, we have come to know how giving, loving, and supportive you are, especially to your daughter in Trinidad. She's a lucky woman to be able to call you Mom.
So I just threw you a ball, but Sunday you'll be throwing me a ball.
Oh my God.
You'll be throwing out the first pitch.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I got goosebumps right now.
Actually, Dorothy, could you lean in for a second? Because I have a secret to tell you. Just lean in very close. We want you to thank her yourself. So we've got something coming out of the slot right now. Something right there for you. And those are tickets. Those are tickets to Trinidad.
Are you serious?
I am serious. You're going to go see your daughter in Trinidad.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Dorothy.
Time. Yeah, it's interesting. Everyone thinks that TV is the only platform for emotion. Ha ha ha, wrong. So, I mean, once again, it's one ATM. You only saw about 5 people, but they did it, they set it up, they filmed it, they documented it. And once again, it goes online and gets a hell of a lot of response and a hell of a lot of positive PR for that particular bank. Third principle. Traditional principles still apply. Ideas still need to be based on a powerful insight. a strong creative idea and true to the brand. There's no different approach to coming up with activation ideas, experiences. There's no different. It's still about powerful ideas that speak to insights. I spoke to you earlier about human truths. It still needs to tap into those same principles. It's just implemented in a different way. Okay, this one's quite new. I'm sure we'll be seeing it a lot at Cannes. It only got posted on, it was probably like a week and a half ago. I was on Ad Week, and if you remember what I said in the previous things, it's like the more interesting the problem, the more interesting the solution. One of the biggest problems in America is gun control, and you see in the school shootings, you've heard all the horror stories. This is a pop-up store in the middle of Manhattan, and it's going crazy at the moment online. It's just a powerful, powerful way of demonstrating through an experience, the problem.
You're interested in a gun, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool. You looking for something for what, target practice or?
Protection?
More for just protection. Just safety.
I'm pro Second Amendment, so it's like, it's kind of hard to find that around in New York City, It's
like I was showing your wife, the first gun I showed her was this revolver. It's the easiest gun we have to use. It's, it's our most popular one. It's this 22 caliber 6-inch revolver. It's also a gun that a 5-year-old found in his parents' bedroom, went down and shot his 9-month-old baby brother with it.
When it says shooter, 5-year-old kid, dead one, what does that mean?
That's the history.
This is the gun that the guy
That's
shot.
the gun.
This is the one? This is the one that the kid used? Holy shit.
Can't take this shit back after you do it.
This is a 9mm semi-automatic. It's a very handy gun. It's easy to use. Carry it in a purse like that gal from the Walmart. 2-year-old son reaches into her pocketbook, pulls it out, shoots her. Dead, gone, no mom. Collectors love this one. Adam Lanza's mom had this in her collection too. Till he took this and several other guns and killed her. Then went down to Sandy Hook, killed 6 teachers and 20 innocent children. 20 little kids, gone, like that. He walked into a McDonald's in San Diego, killed 21 and injured 19. It's one of the deadliest mass shootings in American history. They thought, ironically, that they were protecting their 9-month-old. She thought she was protecting her 2-year-old. 9mm semi-automatic, 40 caliber compact, 45 caliber, 9mm submachine gun, 12 gauge pump action shotgun. Why don't you have a closer look?
I was pretty blindsided by just the entire history of every gun in the store.
And it made me actually think, I'm not going to buy that gun.
It made me think twice, and I would not buy one.
It is one of our rights, but my opinion has definitely changed. I don't feel safe with the gun.
You don't want to be the Walmart case.
Thing. It's about being relevant. I mean, that is extremely topical in the States right now. I mean, that's another thing. When I said to you, tap into the zeitgeist earlier, it's about being topical and being current as well, not just popular culture itself. And what are the things happening in your country? What are the challenges? And address those in your thinking. Sorry to hit you with that one. Okay, fourth principle, filming and packaging is strategic and well planned. You've seen all the different videos. I mean, they feel like they're mini documentaries. I mean, there's a craft to them. I remember working on, there was a CD on the Tiger Alphabet piece, and we spent a lot of time on that. We actually got a director and a production company, and he filmed it, and he had the same approach, that the approach given to making a TV ad. There's value in having good production values. Just because it's not going on TV and it's going on YouTube makes no difference. You still watch on HD. People want it to feel real. They want the quality. They'll share it because you've gone to lengths to make it beautiful, to make sure the story is beautifully captured and told. All those things are very, very important. This is a pretty big sandcastle. These guys, this is the second one they're doing. They're doing cat forklifts and stuff. They did one. They did giant Jenga and filmed these things building Jenga. That was the first one. And then they did this, and they're continuing to do it. I mean, I don't see much from cat other than them doing these sort of demonstrations. Now, the problem with a lot of demonstration type pieces is demonstration in TV's been done to death. You know, watch this product, ours is whiter. You know, Omo versus this product. We've done it ourselves. We do it all the time ourselves. But when you do things with a bit of scale and things that feel fresh, they do still stand out. It's about taking what you've usually seen and making it better. So demonstration type pieces still work. Principle. The traditional comms, if they are any, tend to support the idea rather than drive the idea. So you can still do a huge activation and have supporting media. A great example was the powered radio stations and jump store, which you saw earlier, to create involvement around the actual piece. We did something similar when we built the giant Doom wall of shoes. We spoke to 3 radio stations to get consumers to guess how many shoes before we revealed how many. So we got engagement with one piece of communication. So it's important not to just, you don't just think of it in a silo of creating it and then packaging it. You also want to think, how can we get people to engage with it in its live form as well? Experiences word of mouth are more powerful across the continents than anywhere. Word of mouth is still the most powerful tool. And it's just as relevant here in Africa than anywhere in the world. So once again, guys, any experiential ideas, hashtag Ask John Hunt. I'm actually going to check if you do. Hashtag John Hunt or phone there. Sandy's going to love you. Hashtag iconic.